Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, of course, today is Self-Care Saturday, child. We got to check in. We got to make sure everything is all right. I'm still here. Y'all still here. We still here. Go us, because some did not make it through this day, through this week, through this month. We are breathing in confidence and exhaling doubt. All right. And you guys, we just need to take some time out, relax, relate, release. Of course, you guys, with Self-Care Saturdays, I'm giving y'all self-care tips, self-care ideas. We are talking positive affirmations, mental health, stopping the stigma on mental health, and breaking the silence, positive affirmations, and just keeping it positive vibes, positive energy. All right. We don't need no negativity around us anytime, any way, any shape, any form. Okay. Now, what I want to focus on for this Self-Care Saturday, you guys, is seasonal depression. I was talking a little bit about it in my last video. And this time of the year is very difficult for a lot of people, myself included, okay? I struggle very hard in the winter time, especially. I struggle very hard through the holidays. I think I mentioned to you guys before that, like, from starting September all the way till January, when is my birthday, I'm a lot more depressed during that time than I am any other time. And it just so happens, of all the times for my counselor to decide she going to another daggone place, and my psychiatrist to freaking retire, okay, in the same week at the same time, and then tell me that I gotta wait about a month to hear from somebody. So the fact that we have lack of care, when we need it, and if it's an emergency, of course, you have to dial 911 and go to the emergency room. We got a whole nother situation going on in New York right now where Mayor Eric Adams is just hospitalizing people involuntarily, which I don't agree with. And so it's a hot mess. But needless to say, my point being is that we have to use all the different resources that we have. Of course, I'm going to break down the definition of seasonal depression, what it is, what the symptoms are, and the tips that we can, use to help ourselves during this time if we are going through it, or if we know someone else that is going through it, to get them the help that they need, okay? We all in this together, okay, honey? I know sometimes it don't feel like it, but you are not alone, and that is basically, what we want to talk about. This will probably end up being maybe 2, maybe 3, okay? Different videos in reference to this, and because I want to kind of break it down in the weather aspect of the seasons, right? Whether it's fall back, which a lot of people get depressed during that time. You may be surprised to know a lot of people get depressed in the summer, but the highest amount seems to be the winter time, right? But then we also have the other aspect of this month where we start getting into the holidays, right? We got Christmas coming, we got New Year's coming. It gets really hectic during that time. And so part 2, I will probably focus more into the holidays. That will either be next Saturday or the Saturday after. I'm not too sure, but I'll keep y'all posted on that, okay? But let's go ahead and get into this video, y'all, okay? So seasonal depression is also called SAD, all right? Capital SAD. And basically, it is a seasonal affective disorder, right? And this is a mood disorder that is characterized by depression that occurs at a certain time every year, right? And so normally winter time for me, but for others, it could be fall, it could be spring, it could be summer. You get the idea, right? And so seasonal affective disorder occurs in climate where there's less sunlight, okay, at certain times of the year. And so when we do the fall back, you have 10 million people, child, that is affected by that, right? And of course, like most things, it is 4 times more women. Winter time, right? The SAD for that, some of the symptoms is sadness, irritability, frequent crying, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, sleeping more than usual, lack of energy, withdrawal from social interactions, child. You just hibernate. You don't want to be bothered with no daggone body, okay? In the summertime, the SAD symptoms are irritability, poor appetite, weight loss, agitation, restlessness, anxiety, and there can be some episodes of violent behavior in some cases. Okay, so we have to be careful of that and watch out for that, whether it's with ourselves or with others, right? And now a guide, now this is a guide normally given to, maybe doctors, nurses, whatever have you, psychiatrists, social workers, to look out for as far as their patients. But I feel like we all can look out for these things within ourselves, and again, within family members, friends, loved ones, right? And so this is about beating the winter blues. And what we want to do when we trying to look for it within ourselves or other people, definitely establish open communication, genuine interest and empathy, on what's going on with yourself, what's going on with others. Educate people about SAD, because again, we are bringing awareness. A lot of people may not be aware of these things or, think like, oh yeah, that's not real. It is, okay? It's very real and affects a lot of people way more than you probably would know. Right? So we want to inform them. We want to share concerns and all of that. Check in on their well-being. Make sure you're checking on your well-being first and foremost, because if you're not okay, you definitely can't help anybody else be okay, right? You're asking questions and just doing a check-in like I'm doing right now. And you may want to suggest some light therapy depending on what the situation is. Encourage socialization and activity, because we don't want to exclude ourselves too much, okay? I know sometimes we get in that mood. I definitely do. But we do want to encourage and just say, hey, let's go for a walk. Let's go have some, hot chocolate, tea, or whatever it may be, right? And let them indulge in little things, honey. It ain't got to be nothing big and extravagant, right? And practice mindfulness and optimism, you guys. Remember, we've talked about mindfulness before. I did a whole video on it. If you haven't seen it, child, go back and definitely check it out. Now, like I said, seasonal depression also includes, okay, and can be the holidays, and I will get more into that on in another video. However, we're going to start it off and we're going to kind of combine the two, because they are relatable and they do impact a lot of people with both, right? Double. It's like you're dealing with the winter time, and then you're dealing with the depression with the holidays as well. And you heard me say we got about 40 million people that go through the seasonal. Well, we got about 21 million that go through the holiday depression, right? And we said 4 times as much for the woman with seasonal, yeah, my words is getting all mixed up. Well, it's 2 times as much during the holiday, right? And the symptoms that we see with this one is changes in appetite, changes in sleeping patterns, feelings of hopelessness, sad, anxious, empty type of mood, recurring thoughts of death and suicide could play a role in there, with some people feeling an inappropriate amount of guilt, decreased energy, fatigue, being slowed down. So some of the things that we could do as far as self-care tips and making ourselves feel better, and helping others to feel better. Of course, we always got that exercise in there. We got getting enough sleep. We got water. We got eating. No matter what the situation is, those are always going to be at the top of the list. Enjoy sunlight. Try to go and get a little walk in if you can, which would kind of be like exercise too. That would be a 2-for-1. Moderate alcohol consumption or no alcohol consumption at all, and adjust your expectations around the holidays. Adjust your expectations with certain people that is not going to be there, and certain ways that you may feel like you need them to be, because that's just the reality sometimes, okay? And so we have to know who we can depend on with certain things, and who we might as well not even bother looking their way, all right? We also want to just, focus on, of course, eating healthy, rest, exercise, all of that is basically what I just was saying with the holidays will be the same thing for the seasonal, right? We want to build a positive experience into this time of the year. We want to have a good support system, all right? A network. And so, of course, the ones we know we could depend on, we call on them. The ones we don't know we can't depend on, we ain't even going to bother with them, because that's kind of just like a waste of your energy. It's going to get you more agitated and aggravated, and it wouldn't be no point of that. So the friends and family that you can reach out to them. Be very honest with them. Talk about your feelings. Try not to keep them bottled up, because the more we hold things in and, keep it bottled up, that's not good for us. That's just it's going to go from you mentally being sick to physically being sick. And we don't want neither one of those things to happen. We want to keep all of that away. We want to balance the stress. Okay, so that's the next focus. Some things we can't stop from happening. It's going to happen regardless, but the more that we could try to balance and eliminate some things that we know, like, okay, that's not in my control, so I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to do what I can on my part, and I'm leaving the rest alone. If it's certain people that's coming to you with negative stuff, nah, you got to get out of here. We ain't trying to do no negativity. I got to talk to you another time. I can't talk to you now, period. Okay. And again, if you feel like you need some light therapy or whatever, this treatment can be effective. You can do that as well. Therapy does not always mean going to a psychiatrist or psychologist. That could just be, a counselor. That could be a pastor, reverend, priest. That could be some type of advocate. That could be your friend. That could be your family. That could be a teacher. That could be, sometimes it's even a stranger. You never be surprised, child. Sometimes you meet somebody and you just end up having a conversation with them and you like, wow, I really needed that. That was on time, right? And so you never know what you can get out of that. But please do tell somebody. And if God forbid it does get to the point where you are basically feeling like, your mood is really depressed, is really leading to a serious isolation, crying spells, not sleeping for long periods of times, not eating for long periods of times, or maybe eating too much, you feeling hopeless, you thinking about death and, unaliving yourselves or anything of that nature, then get help immediately. That's when we need to start calling 911 and looking into more other type of resources besides just the ones that I just named, right? And so I'm going to leave it there for right now, you guys. Put it in the comments. Let me know if you have different times of the year that you notice you feel a little bit more down than others. I've been seeing a lot of people on social media lately just saying, oh, I feel so tired. I feel so drained. I've been feeling so down. I don't know if it's because, I'm just tired of work, of school, or maybe I'm missing this loved one or that loved one, or, I'm overexerting myself. And for me, I say, listen, it's all of the above and it's completely natural. And we all can feel that way one time or another. But let's make sure that we are taking care of ourselves first and foremost, you guys. And let's check in on those other friends and family, even the ones that we swear, that's the strong one. Maybe you the strong one, but sometimes we can't be strong all the time. Okay. So just remember that. Remember to breathe, honey. I hope you are having a good day. If today is not a good day, I hope tomorrow is a better one. Okay. We're going to leave it there. And I will come back to y'all the next time. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your day. Be blessed. Till next time, y'all. Oh, and like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all share these videos and follow me online. Okay. Until next time, too.